Flight boss, bitch, for sure. You're not listening to the mind of an Terry Smooth. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, I want to talk about what are spirit guides. What are spirit guides? Now, before we get deep into this video, what you need to understand is we're all spirits. But as spirits, we create shapes and forms in order to inhabit or possess or to use as a vessel to experience our dreams and imagination more and more within time, to extend it, to give more yang to it, more light to it. So when y'all get lost in the light, y'all end up coming to a conclusion where y'all end up being scared to transform. And depending on what spirit's controlling the lights at the moment, it may be giving y'all information that y'all think transforming is dying. And then y'all done got so solidified, so solid, so dense in that vibration of lights and information that these L's then gave you, these lights then love and logic and then gave you, that to the point that the way you perceive transformation is very slow and harsh and processed, to the point that the way y'all been taught that is death, and then y'all so solid that it becomes very physical, and y'all reality and y'all realistic idea of death becomes so harsh that y'all end up scared of that. So y'all end up following any spirit that can show y'all or lead y'all as an example of how to sustain the yang realm or the external realm longer than it actually needs to be. So when we talking about what is your spirit guides are motherfuckers that fuck with you in your higher realms. Now, how do you reach your higher realms? Now, right now, you are in the third dimension. So you got to go to the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension, then the sixth dimension. Now, your fourth dimensional body will be your oversoul body. So how do you utilize and create your spaceship, which is your oversoul body? Utilizing your thinking, your ideas, the way you communicate. You see what I'm saying? The way you analyze, the way you put together puzzles, your intellect. You know what I'm saying? And how you get to that vibration here is through Mercury. But for the most part, just that in general is how you build and construct your oversoul body. Now, anytime you're thinking and utilizing your intellect and communicating with yourself or others, you're in that world. So that's a world of its own. It got beings there and everything. And there's a lot of beings in their oversoul body that's there. So a spirit guide will be a spirit that's in that fourth dimensional body at the moment, and they're actually guiding you, aka fucking with you, being your best friend. You know what I'm saying? Someone who don't lead you off astray. You know what I'm saying? You gotta really think about it. A spirit guide should never put you in a scenario where it make you feel less of yourself, or it make you feel obligated, or it make you feel guilty about something, or it make you feel like you have to give an offering or something. That is not what a spirit guide do. You know what I'm saying? So if you are a person that's giving your power away, or you're weak a little bit to the point that you need spirit guides and shit like that, and then when you reach out to these motherfuckers, if you got any energy signature behind it that makes you feel guilty about something, or that makes you feel like you need to do something in order to do something else, that is not your spirit guide. That is another motherfucker that's trying to take the place of your spirit guide and trying to use you and utilize you to carry out its duties and obligations. So keep that in mind. Also, your spirit guides only take you to natures that's good experiences, prosperity situations, because your spirit guides 9 times out of 10 is vibrating on your same frequency. So it's like y'all affect each other in both realms, in both dimensions. So your spirit guide a lot of times experience the things it wants to experience through you, and you get to experience the things you want to experience through it. You know what I'm saying? Based upon in the fourth dimension that being that's helping you is giving you ideas and attributes that could be good for you when you draw these high ideas and thoughts with your mental fourth dimensional oversoul body down into the third dimension. When you draw that down here, you're able to do some creative shit down here and be a creator down here in the third dimension. You see what I'm saying? Your spirit guides only help you like that. You know what I'm saying? If you got somebody take you, tell you, no, don't even do that right now. You need to work hard and ask for more hours, or you need to do this first, or you need to work. Nah, that ain't a spirit guide. That's somebody else taking the place of your spirit, or taking the place that you supposed to have in the first place, and utilizing that shit on some whole other shit. So keep that in mind. Also, let's get into you know what I'm saying? Now getting into your fifth dimensional body. Your fifth dimensional body will be your planet body. You know what I'm saying? So how you jump into your planet body is utilizing your emotions and feelings. So this could kind of give you the concept of how life going to be when you are a planet, or this is kind of give you the concept of what do planets control. Now, could planets control the rotation, which relative to you, relatives, was what you relate to. So it's dealing with your emotions and feelings. So the planets control your emotions and feelings. Remind you, your emotions and feelings have no direction. They're internal. So this is why women are more emotional than men. Men play the directional path. Women play the emotional support, or the foundation, or the system that makes a man even have enough strength to get up and be like, I need to get out and create something. So for the most part, this let you know planetary energies are feminine, are by nature, but they have to fight between their masculine and feminine natures before they become a son, or to even become a son, or they're going to stay in their routine and pattern and just be followers, but and without no sense of direction. Remind you, look at people on earth who are constantly in their feelings or in their emotions. You can look at these people and be like, okay, this person have no sense of direction. This person live a chaotic life. This person is in emotional distress. This person is chaotic. So for the most part, that's when you can kind of decipher between the two. Now, when you look at a sixth dimensional being, your sixth dimensional body is when you utilize your consciousness, because that's your star body, your sun. You see what I'm saying? So that'll be your sixth dimensional body. So anytime you jump into the things that you're consciously aware of, or trying to be consciously aware of, even if you're trying to be consciously aware of something else, not in this realm of reality. Say you're trying to be consciously aware of your dreams, imagination. Say you're trying to be consciously aware of your wisdom and knowledge and meanings and reasonings to things. Say you're trying to be consciously aware of these things. These are higher octaves that you put your light, you put your sun, you put your star into. That's not dealing with lower nature's light. You're not putting your sun in spotlight and giving life to the systems and the beings that run your system of the lower natures, like Mars. You're not putting your light on being consciously aware of your passions, intent, willpower, motivations. You're not putting your sunlight and giving life to all the beings that's on your Venus, which is you shining light and trying to pay attention to all the things that you love, appreciate, value, and relate to. You know what I'm saying? When you jump into octaves like Jupiter and Saturn, and then even higher, Uranus and Pluto and Neptune, you are taking your sun and trying to be consciously aware of higher octaves. So you're putting one of the shapes and forms that your spirit can utilize as a conscious awareness to be consciously aware of things, to be consciously aware of yourself through those astral travels. And when you start to be consciously aware of other things, that's astral traveling. So for the most part, when you're trying to be consciously aware of different ideas and different thoughts, even that don't correlate to this realm of reality, you need to know that you're traveling right now. So you need, if you a person who don't know how to travel, then you could be getting took over by other stars with spirits in them every day. You are a star. You see what I'm saying? So if you are in a dimension, aka you in the third dimension right now, that's not very developed in those realms, which is the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension. You're not developed yet. You're slowly but shortly building your spaceship, but you're taking time and you're learning right now. So you're not really developed there. Now, on the third dimension, you're very developed. So it's easy for you to have appetites. It's easy for you to indulge into the things you love and appreciate and value. It's easy for you to dive into your passions, your motivations. It's easy for you to want sex and to transform and to be fruitful and things of that. These are the things you got rule over. This is why you even got concepts of thinking you got rulership over animals, or you got rulership over things of that nature. But it's not really that. It's just the energy signature that all spirits go through in this vortex. Remind you, just because you're a human, listen, in the animal kingdom, they think the same way. They got ruler and authority over lesser animals and over lesser shit than them. That's why you even got those motherfucking channels of the motherfucking animals chasing each other down and shit, and motherfucking killing the fuck out of each other and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't get it fucked up. Don't think you a human and just because you got the brain wave to have meaning and reasoning that you doing anything different than what the animals doing. You just doing it on a higher octave. You see what I'm saying? So we always keep going to higher octaves. So once you go to the fourth dimension, you start to understand how that octave works. Fifth dimension, you understand how that octave works. Sixth dimension, you understand how that octave works. So when you utilizing your sixth dimensional body, right, that's your conscious body, which you're consciously aware of and which you can see. So that one gives direction to the fifth dimensional body, which is when you jump into your emotions and feelings. That's how you correlate your emotional, your planetary body. So this is how you know the sixth dimension give direction to the fifth dimension, and the fifth dimension give direction to the fourth dimension. So the fourth dimension will be like you creating another fluid, another fleshly fluid for yourself, but in a higher octave. So that'd be like the mental. The concepts and the ideas, these are still shapes and forms, just lighter bodies. So when you go into the fourth dimension, when you die from the third dimension and go into the fourth dimensional body, that will be the kind of body you go into. You'll be able to perceive reality in that way. Now, don't get lost into thinking that you're going to see it in that way and be able to look at it from if you were still from a third dimensional aspect. That'd be stupid. No, you in third dimension. That's why you see everything like third dimension. When you go in the fourth dimension, you're gonna see everything like fourth dimension. Ain't gonna be like, oh, this how it is. Nah, is it gonna be? It is what it is. Same way you in the third dimension right now. You was born with it. It just is what it is. You see what I'm saying? But for the most part, the fourth dimension, that's when you go into that realm. You know what I'm saying? The mental idea, the concepts, the thoughts, and all that. So that's when you formulating that body. And then your thoughts and ideas gets directed by your emotions and feelings. Because, for an example, your thoughts ain't yours. You receive thoughts and ideas all day, but then it has to go through your solar system, your mechanism, your feelings and emotions, your inner realm, your planetary alignment. It has to go through that to see if you resonate with it or not. And if you resonate with that thought, that mental thought or not, then that's when it'll go through that machine and orchestrate your own thought that you emit in the universe. And whoever vibrating on your same frequency, they'll be able to pick that up, no matter the dimension or realm of reality. As long as y'all vibrating on the same frequency, y'all pick it up. It'll be filtered through the lights or wherever y'all at, the best way you can understand it. But we all channeling ideas from each other. So that's the oversoul. That's the fourth dimensional concept and idea body. You know what I'm saying? Now, for that needs sense of direction from the emotional body. Like I said, the thoughts and the ideas. The fourth dimension needs a womb. That will be another womb. So as your first layer of coding that you create as a fourth dimension, now you need a greater one. So the greater one is a planet. A planet already was an oversoul before the oversoul. So the fifth dimensional body, you have to go into that world and get absorbed into that. Like planets is like they control overall emotion feelings. So not just you have multiple emotions and feelings because you're lower down in the multitude of realities. So you need formulate a mixtures of a lot of things to formulate one thing. The higher up you get, the lesser you need to formulate one thing. So as a planet, they control a emotion. So if we're ran under a group of planets, this is why you have a group of emotions. You know what I'm saying? And in this one, it used to be 10, but it left 10, and now it's 7. So now we got 7 days and things of that nature. But the days is correlated with the planets. But since Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto is so distant now, that it kind of leaves our space. So we don't really travel through that space anymore because those spaces is more separate than the space that we are in now. So we can't really formulate a day or a calendar or a week like we used to when those planets was a lot closer, because we're not traveling through that space. So we're not in an extension of traveling, aka going through a period, a time frame. But that's just really us traveling through a time this farther away. So our spaces we're traveling through is more tight and enclosed. And the systems that then took over was the 7 planets that, you know what I'm saying, that's still close. So this is why we got 7 days and things of that nature. But for the most part, let's get into something else. But when we want to talk about your spirit guides, getting into your sun body. Your sun body is your conscious. So when you jump into that gives sense of direction to your fifth dimensional body, which is your emotions and feelings. And your emotions and feelings, that's your planet body. That gives sense of direction to your fourth dimensional body, which is your oversoul, the way you think, the way you communicate, the way you analyze, the way you put things together. So you're formulating these things, and they become a 3 system to the point that it's almost like how you got born in this realm of reality. You know what I'm saying? Where you was just a spirit, and then you had to resonate, so you created your first coding, your first layering. It's like your moon. You created your feminine nature, something to come into and out of. So that was and then you, as a spirit, to be an individual spirit, to be aware of your individual astral travel and have your own perception about it. That was the first transparent light you created for yourself. So it's like moon, the feminine body, right? And then with that one, you're able to create your masculine energy, which is the sun body. And then now we'll see this, you're creating layers now. It's like you're going through the astral travel, creating layers of the bigger wombs that you're going through once you created your own womb to go into. You have to learn how to do that first as a spirit, because your spirit is no thing. So once you create your first womb, you become one out of the zero, an individual spirit, which is a soul, that first light coding. So look at that like your moon. And then with that, you get the force through and then pop out more layers, create more layers. Then boom, you create that masculine. And then that's why the moon and the sun is looked at like the head and the tail. So boom, once you push that out, the sun, whoop, boom, hit the moon, whoop, boom, hit the moon, whoop, boom, hit the moon. So you're creating layers for yourself. But these are just bodies. When it's doing that, that's really just your feminine and your masculine having sex, but creating your other smaller masculine and feminine bodies, which will be your other planets and lights. Now with those, how you orchestrate it, that's your information that you're mingling with yourself and the outer realm that did that before you. So with that, you start to resonate and you travel through that astral realm as that shapeless and formless smokeless gas of layering that you're doing, and then you get to search and manifest yourself, and within that you're doing that within what did that before you, and then you get to come out in the world that have did that before you, which will be a being, and whatever the kind it is. And this time we're here as mankind, so it's man and woman. So you come out in that kind of kind and see that realm of reality in that type of way. But when you was astral traveling, you just seen your parents as light, as lights, as solar systems. You didn't see they shape and form or nothing like that. You created your own light, which was your moon, traveled with, and then it became external, becoming, which was the masculine version of it, which is the sun. So your spirit is just getting in these motherfuckers, being a body snatcher and creating layers and layers based upon the lights that you're going into that resonate with your energy frequency. You know what I'm saying? So when all this resonation is really information and lights, and with those information as lights, your spirit is utilizing those to mimic certain things and to create shapes and forms, and then you come out into the world, and then before you know it, you're being taught that your mom and your dad came together. But that was something you did in the astral realm. Before you came from a seed from the ninth dimension. Then once you get birthed through the zero, because the ninth dimension is more spirit realm, but you're not there physically yet. You come down from a seed there. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like you are a spirit that jump into the being that you are in, dream and imagination. The being that you in created a layer. It been doing that. You do the same thing. It created a form, a thought form, a concept. Now to you, that's like a dream, imagination, a heaven or hell or something like that. So as a spirit, you jumped into that motherfucker, right? And then started creating boom, 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 and doing all, and bouncing your light in order for you to move into that shit, which was your version, and then you moved into that light where it was a version of that did that before you. But it's really this, once you come into this life, that'll be your parent chakra system. You see what I'm saying? So this is how you have to understand. And then once things come dense, then you get to fleshly fluids. That's way after the fact though. But your spirit been creating bodies. Way before time, way before lights and astral traveling and all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? To even resonate with the thoughts and ideas with whatever light did that before you. And then once you go into that realm, this is why time don't exist when we talk about the astral realm. You could have been through many different worlds and dimensions as a spirit, right? Now this might have just been your first time in this one. Now the beings that did this one before you would be like your parents and shit like that. But that don't mean they've been through way different many worlds than you. The people who are older than you when you come into this third dimension. That don't mean that as a spirit, they've been through many different other bodies and worlds and realms of realities than you. They might have just been in this one before you. So the way this time is constructed and shit like that, they was here before you, so they teach you how to live in this realm of reality. But who came here first or last physically matters none, because once you get older, y'all will start to know who's spirit older based upon the wisdom and knowledge of which one who's carrying. You see what I'm saying? That's why you got situations now where the child is way smarter than the parents. But then you got some scenarios where the parent is way smarter than the child. So it's the parent responsibility to orchestrate the, like this is scenarios where you got the child that never grow up. Child about 40, 50, 60 years old and still coming and stealing money out of their mother's purse. And she all old on retirement checks and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? These are when the parent's spirit, just because the parent might have been here first, but even as a spirit still been in more realms of realities before. You know what I'm saying? So they birthed a very young spirit, period. You know what I'm saying? But then when you got those situations where the kids be way smarter than the parents, the kids become the stars, the kids become the caregivers, the kids become the more wisdom and knowledge wise ones and things of that nature than the parents and shit like that. Then the parents may be drug addicts, or the parents may be this, or the parents may just be lesser in life, or it doesn't matter the circumstance or situation. Boom. Then that lets you know that the kid is the spirit is older than the parent's spirit. It's just the parent spirit might have just been in this realm of reality for y'all. Get what I'm trying to say? Like it's I can't break this shit into words, really. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to break it into words. You know what I'm saying? Because in my realm, words and shit we use is easy to say it. We ain't even gotta say much. What's already understood don't need to be said. Down here, it's like so many layers. Then there's so many words, and then you say certain words. That specific word got so many other meanings and reasons to it, and you gotta find yourself going through all those layers of hell just to make something seem realistic in this false ass reality to y'all. So it's like, damn, it's hard. But for the most part, when we talk about your spirit guide, so that's what we motherfucking need to get into. These are motherfuckers you fuck with on a higher realm. You know what I'm saying? These are motherfuckers, they not here to hurt you. These are motherfuckers that's here for you, and they here to help you develop your spaceship before you get there. So you're able to access them very effectively even when you're here. So you end up, so if you got a, so say you got a best friend in the fourth dimension. That means that anytime you access that spirit guide, and remember, your spirit guides could be people who then passed on from the third dimension. It could be your ancestors. You know what I'm saying? It could be your spirit group, your soul group. You know what I'm saying? That's no longer in this dimension. Or it could be somebody in this dimension that's your spiritual guide. What you think a guru is? You know what I'm saying? You think Archangel Uriel is? Play boss, bitch. Goddamn. He's a quick plug. But for the most part, yeah. What you think a motherfucking Buddhist is? What you think these motherfuckers, what you think these guys are? Spirit guides. You know what I'm saying? People who may not have a sense of direction fully, but they pick up that they may have forgot something in this realm of reality. And this person played out as an example that remind them of, all right, yeah, this is what the fuck I was supposed to be on. So that's what that is. You know what I'm saying? This person's star or solar system or whatever this person got going, give light and spark up the space and the location that you forgot that you were supposed to travel through. And you've been going this way based upon other stars and lights. And then this person being a star brighten up the space and the location you may have forgot. So you find your path again. You know what I'm saying? So that's what. So when you got a spirit guide, that's what a spirit guide is. Somebody might have died, or someone's in the fourth dimension. Now, the fourth dimension is someone who's still living in the same space and location, you know what I'm saying? And then you have to utilize your higher self. It may be sleep or slumpy or still baby infant-like, still an infant-like, because all your conscious ain't in that yet, and you ain't died from this realm to go in there. But you still exist in that realm. You need to understand that. So the fourth dimensional realm, anytime you access your thinking, intellect, concept. Now, when you got spirit guides and stuff like that, that come and give you ideas that help benefit your shit, whatever, that's a good spirit guide. These motherfuckers who they come help your spaceship in the fourth dimension. They come help build your oversoul body. They help come give you some shine your rims up for you and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Come cut your grass in your yard, all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? The fourth dimension. That's what a spirit guide is supposed to do. They're supposed to help you when you not seeing well. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to be like, nah, man, don't follow that motherfucker. Listen, I was here first. These motherfuckers been making niggas lead them. Hey man, come over here, man, so you can do this. Or come over here, girl, so you can do this. You know what I'm saying? This is the way we need to go. And then when you bring that idea and thought from the mental realm down the third dimension, if it play out as positive, or if it take you to a successful moment, or if it make you feel happy, or if it take you to a situation of prosperity, then that was a spirit guide. If it made you feel something like you guilty, you shouldn't have done that, or it was a pleasure, or but you shouldn't have indulged, or if it make you feel like that, that's a motherfucking demon or a motherfucking trying to play God or trying to in your motherfucking life. And these some sneaky ass motherfuckers in the fourth dimension and trying to give you thoughts and ideas that don't correlate with shit really, and they're just trying to utilize you and drink your blood for an example. So when you start to carry out their duties and ideas, they can go somewhere else and be more powerful in their realm and do the same thing that you're trying to do down here. It's just in their realm. They just have a little bit more power. You know what I'm saying? Same way when the way you get more power in the third dimension is when you go into the second dimension. Start to gain emotional feelings about what you want to do. Not wrapping your emotions and feelings of what other people want to do in programs and be a battery cell and let people drain you. You do what you want to do, and then you get to utilize that water to plant your seed to manifest your creations. So think about the more time and energy and experience you put in your own time and efforts. The more you put into something, the more you get out. Think about all the time and energy you're putting into other people's shit. So it's just the more energy you put into their shit, the more they get out. Then they end up creating hierarchies and shit like that. So you have to go somewhere and clock in. Then you got a manager. Then it's a district manager. Then it's the state manager. Then it's the corporation. Then it's the business model. You know what I'm saying? Then it goes to the hierarchy till it goes all to that first nigga with his group of motherfucking friends who created the shit, and they get to sit back and just look at they fruits grow. No, you need to be the motherfucker that sit back and watch your fruits grow. That's what I'm here for. You see what I'm saying? That's what we need to do as a soul group. We need to sit back and see our fruits grow. Later for all the other bullshit, but slowly but shortly we're going to get there. But this information is just the seed. And once the seed is planted, ain't nothing going to stop that motherfucking beautiful ass tree from growing. And the fruits that's going to grow off that motherfucking tree is going to be fucking ferocious. And ferocious might be a fucking bad word, but we turning that into something positive. Because it's going to be ferocious to all the other spirits and demons out here that want to control the way they look at things. And our fruit's going to be so fucking good, they're going to want to shut it down. Make it look like it's something wrong. Or this GMO or something. You goddamn right it's GMO. It's something we genetically modified with some fucking esoteric spiritual ass material. Some real shit. Some real GMO shit. Not no fake ass created physical GMO shit. Nigga, our fruits is motherfucking hierarchy, higher realms, spiritual nature, motherfucking GMO shit. You goddamn right our shit is you goddamn right our tree is GMO. In our soul group, you goddamn right. And nobody else can't eat from our shit. Nope. No. You see what I'm saying? And that's real shit. So for the most part, thinking about your higher self, you know, that's like now the fifth dimension higher self is motherfucker, and when you jump into this world, your spirit guide, it should be having you have good emotions, good feelings. You know what I'm saying? Good emotional discernment. You should be able to decipher when to be in this type of emotion and when not to be in this emotion. For an example, if someone around you putting you in some emotional state, if you don't create no emotional arousement, you ain't gonna manifest no scenario for them to stop putting you into that state. So why subclose yourself? That will be the right time to create that fucking inner fucking fire water. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying? When you looking at the that realm, knowing when to do that, and knowing when it's the time to calm down, and knowing when it's the time to be calm, cool, and collected, and knowing when it's the time to occur, that's you controlling your planet. That's you controlling your world. That's you controlling how much masculine or feminine energy you putting in to what's ever going on. So when spirit guides should never make you feel doubtful. Should never make you feel like, you don't need to express that. It could be a time you need to express some excitement, but you're around a bunch of other people, places, and that a bunch of other people that's downers, low vibrational people. As soon as you get excited about something, they shoot your dream down. They shoot that down or something like that. You see what I'm saying? That's not good spirit guides. And whatever spirit guide is leading you into scenarios that's making you manifest people, places, and things in your life that carry out that energy. You need to know you're getting led by. That ain't the spirit guide. That's another somebody else trying to play God. You know what I'm saying? Your spirit guide don't do that for you. Your spirit guide always put you into the right scenarios where you're manifesting the right people, places, and things that correlate more with your vibration, your vibrational energy and shit like that. So keep that in mind. That's a good spirit guide. So if you ever find yourself going to church, but the main reason you go to church every Sunday is because you keep going through trial and tribulation, I don't think that's your spirit guide. I think that's somebody else planning God, and I think they're utilizing that energy from you of coming to doing those rituals every Sunday and those spells and curses and giving off your trial and tribulation in order for them to keep rising for success. And they're laughing. No, that's not a spirit guide. A spirit guide will put you in a situation where it don't even matter what religion you in. Your ass will feel like, man, I can have church at home. Actually, I feel better having church in my own circumference than around a bunch of other people throwing around they dumbass mental concepts and ideas, and I'm picking up on it and go outside in my own life and experience their dumbass shit. And a lot of these motherfuckers is in hell, no matter how much they in church. See, your real spirit got to give you that kind of shit, give you that kind of knowledge. You see what I'm saying? So when you listen to this, it don't even matter what you went to. You know what I'm saying? It correlates with all realms of realities. And your sixth dimensional spirit guide. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're consciously aware of. So if you're making people try to make you block your shine, block your star power, make you consciously aware of other shit, you might be consciously aware of this dreams and this imagination. Then you got other people around you being like, nah, you should be consciously aware of this, because you're not going to be able to do that unless you have to do this first. You don't even know what you're talking about, whatever like that. No. I can do it my way. I don't have to do it that way just because it worked for you first. I could create a whole new way it worked. And if it don't work in this realm of reality, goddamn, I'm going to go somewhere where it do work. This ain't the only fucking life. Now, you need to understand this. As your conscious body, when you go into that realm, also, you got other stars trying to make you consciously aware of shit. So you start being consciously aware of spiritual systems, names, sigils, titles, how things look, the light, the information. So that's when you jumping into the astral travel in your conscious body, and your conscious body is your fifth dimensional body, and your fourth dimensional body is following that around. You know what I'm saying? Your oversoul and your planets is following your sun around. Your first conscious body you created for yourself. So and your moon, the first feminine and masculine bodies, the head and the tail. So as they're flying like dragons and shit like that, your planets is this evolving and shit like that, and they going with these motherfuckers. It's going with this motherfucker. Now, for the most part, that you got to make sure that motherfucker ain't lost. Make sure you're not consciously aware of no dumbass shit. You ever been around somebody like you got these good, bright dreams and ideas and shit like that, and then you want them to add on to it, and then they say some shit that ain't even got nothing to do with nothing, and you be like, man, what the fuck they got to do with what I'm talking about? I'm trying to, and then you look at their face, they really think they're adding on to what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, God, what the fuck? So for the most part, that's your son. You know what I'm saying, getting overtook or being took by another oversoul to try to make you blind and take you into other way. Because once you dive into those scenarios, you'll start coming up with concepts like, man, well, it ain't even worth doing what I'm doing. I ain't in the right place, or you'll start thinking, man, it ain't worth what I'm even trying to do, because people don't get it, or people ain't doing that. So you put lack of sunlight, lack of your light, lack of emitting on that area or that spot or that location in space, to the point that you never get to manifest that space and see the vortex and go into it of that dream and imagination. You end up being stifled. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this shit is real. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want your conscious body, you don't want your your spirit guides, they always going to make you consciously aware of shit that's true to you. Anytime you got something, a spirit guide, even when you by yourself, and you got something that's trying to make you consciously aware of something that's outside of you. For an example, you start to justify things that ain't truly you. Start to hang around people that ain't truly you. Start to do things that ain't truly you. Just because whatever location you are in, that's what it calls for at the moment. And these are the people you connected to at the moment. That's letting you know that's a spirit. That ain't no motherfucking spirit guide. That's a motherfucking somebody else or another one of these L's trying to take allure and power and control over you and put you in a second place in your own place. You need to understand that. They put you in second place in your own spot, because a true spirit guide is always going to make you consciously aware of the people you need to be around, of the places you need to be, of the things you need to have. That's good for your nature. So understand that. That's what's a motherfucking spirit guide. You got guides in these, certain lights and stars, you might not see them. They might not have been discovered, because whatever level of life they was in before, to get into the sixth dimension, they had to die from the fifth. You in the third. To get to the fourth, you have to die from this one. Depending on how popular or how much of an influence you was, that's going to determine if you're going to be seen or not. Because the next shape and form you create, that's going to be if it's bright, if it's bright enough for us to be seen or give it a name or not, or not. But you're still there. Don't get it fucked up. No matter the large or the small popularity level, you're still there. So don't get it fucked up. We got influences all around us that we don't see every day. So flight boss, bitch, goddamn air. Ee-hee.